Melania Trump first arrived in the United States from her native Slovenia back in 1996, and now, 2 decades later, she is facing the prospect of becoming First Lady.
When I came to the White House, I reflected on the responsibility I have always felt as a mother to encourage, give strength, and teach values of kindness.
Melania Trump, known for her captivating career as a supermodel and her role as the First Lady of the United States.
She's one of the most recognizable faces in the world, a stylish First Lady, a devoted mother. But beyond that, Melania Trump remains, for many Americans, an enigma.
Has always drawn attention with her elegance and mystique. Lately, her decision to step back from the public eye, especially during President Trump's campaign events, has generated considerable interest and speculation. In this video, we'll explore the factors behind her reduced visibility and delve into her background, tracing her remarkable journey from her early years to her prominent role as First Lady. Her early life. Melania Knavs was born on April 26, 1970 in Novo Mesto, Yugoslavia, a region now known as Slovenia. Her father, Viktor Knavs, began his career as a chauffeur before moving into the auto industry, where he sold auto parts for a government-owned car company. He also developed connections with the League of Communists of Yugoslavia, a significant communist organization. Her mother, Amalia, worked as a pattern maker at Jutranka, a company in Sevnica that specializes in children's clothing. The Knavs family lived in a government-managed housing complex known as Naselje Heroja Maroka in Sevnica. Melania has an older half-brother named Denis Shigelniak from her father's earlier relationship, whom she is said to have never met. She also has an older sister, Ines, who was a significant figure in Melania's life. Ines, an artist, played a pivotal role in their family, and her creative influence was cherished by Melania. In comparison to many others living under communist regimes, Melania Knavs' family enjoyed a relatively affluent lifestyle. They frequently traveled across Europe for vacations, and their apartment stood out with its vibrant wall colors, a rarity in the uniformly painted homes of the era. Growing up in Sevnica, a town known for its textile industry, Melania was exposed to the fashion world early on. She saw children's clothing featured in fashion shows and had the opportunity to participate in these events thanks to school allowances for such activities. Her interest in fashion blossomed during her teenage years, inspired by watching her mother work as a pattern maker. Melania began designing and modifying her own clothes, honing her skills through observation and practice. Academically, she excelled and earned the role of treasurer, showcasing her strong capabilities and commitment to her studies. During her teenage years, Melania Knavs' family moved into a spacious 2-story house in Sevnica, a picturesque town situated along the Sava River in central Slovenia. Melania Knavs' early life was significantly shaped by global influences, particularly from the American political landscape and media. The election of Ronald Reagan was a pivotal moment for her, signaling a shift in her worldview. The launch of CNN International in 1985 further exposed her family to American culture and current events, broadening their perspectives. At the age of 15, Melania moved to Ljubljana to enroll at the Secondary School for Design and Photography, aiming to immerse herself in the world of design. She initially commuted from Sevnica daily, but after her first year, relocated to the capital with her sister Ines to simplify her routine and enhance her academic focus. After graduating from the secondary school, Melania continued her studies at the Faculty of Architecture and Civil and Geodetic Engineering at the University of Ljubljana, intending to deepen her design knowledge. However, she left the program after a few months without completing her degree. Despite this, her early exposure to fashion, her strong academic record, and her mother's influence provided a solid foundation for her future career. Although Melania occasionally referenced having an architectural degree during her modeling career, she did not pursue a career in architecture.
And I travel around the world modeling and had a great career.
Her formative years, characterized by a mix of passion, perseverance, and diverse influences, played a crucial role in her journey to becoming a notable public figure. Early career. During her childhood, Melania Knavs didn't just dabble in sewing for fun, she turned this skill into a foundation for her future career. Observing her mother's work closely, she began to refine her sewing techniques and even started creating her own clothes. This early creativity laid the groundwork for her later success in modeling. At 16, Melania's talents caught the eye of Slovenian fashion photographer Stane Jerko when she participated in a school-sponsored fashion exhibition. Although she initially aspired to be a fashion designer rather than a model, her path took a different turn. After winning a modeling contest sponsored by the Italian company Cinecittà, Melania declined a film role due to uncomfortable advances from a producer, demonstrating her commitment to maintaining her personal boundaries. As her modeling career progressed, Melania adopted the name Melania Knaus with a German spelling variation. She traveled across Europe in search of modeling opportunities, severing most ties with her past connections in Slovenia, except for a few close family members. In 1992, she achieved a notable milestone by placing second in the Jana magazine Look of the Year competition, which earned her a chance to sign with RVR Reclaim in Milan. However, driven by her ambition and determination, she left the agency after a few months to pursue further opportunities on her own. In the subsequent years, Melania Knaus embarked on an extensive modeling career across Europe, gaining significant experience and exposure. By 1993, she made headlines by portraying the country's first female president in a prominent role, further establishing her presence in the fashion industry. Her career took a major leap forward when she was in her early 20s, which allowed her to set up a base in Paris, a major fashion hub. Upon relocating to Paris, Melania lived with her roommate, Victoria Silvstedt, who was also a model. The move to Paris marked a turning point in her career, as her hard work and passion for modeling quickly earned her recognition among Europe's elite models. During this period, she was actively involved in scouting for fashion opportunities in both Paris and Milan. In 1995, Melania's journey intersected with Paolo Zampoli, a co-owner of Metropolitan Models and a friend of Donald Trump. Zampoli, who became a key figure in her career, provided essential guidance and support in navigating the competitive modeling world. Recognizing Melania's potential, he advised her to make a strategic move to the United States to expand her career further. He offered to represent her in the American fashion industry, marking the beginning of her transition to the US and opening new avenues for her career growth. At the age of 26, Melania Knaus was considered somewhat older than the typical aspiring model when she moved to Manhattan in 1996. Encouraged by Paolo Zampoli to immerse herself in the fashion scene, she settled into a strategic living arrangement. Zampoli arranged for Melania to reside in Zeckendorf Towers in Union Square, sharing an apartment with photographer Matthew Atanian. Her rent was conveniently deducted from her paycheck through Zampoli's agency. After relocating to the United States, Melania rarely returned to Slovenia, making only occasional visits. She adopted a disciplined lifestyle, focusing on maintaining her health and avoiding the partying and excessive drinking that were common among models in her social circles. Instead, she led a relatively private life, with few social outings and infrequent dates, concentrating on her career and personal well-being. In 1997, Melania Knaus participated in a provocative photo shoot for the French men's magazine Max, where she posed in sexually suggestive scenarios. The shoot, conducted by photographer Alexandre Allais de Basseville on a voluntary basis, was intended to elevate Knaus's profile with the promise of exposure in a prestigious publication. The images did not gain significant attention until they were published by the New York Post in 2016. Initially, Knaus faced visa restrictions that prohibited her from working, but she still managed to secure 10 modeling jobs and earned $20,000. This success enabled her to obtain an H-1B visa, allowing her to work legally in the United States. A significant breakthrough in her career came with a prominent job, a Camel cigarette advertisement shot by Ellen von Unwerth. The ad, featured in Rolling Stone and displayed on a Times Square billboard, was a major career milestone. This opportunity arose due to a regulation that restricted cigarette advertisements to models over 25, a requirement Knaus met. After Matthew Atanian, her roommate, moved out of New York, Melania Knaus settled into a new apartment on Park Avenue. This move marked a continued upward trajectory in her modeling career. Her transition from Slovenia to the dynamic fashion scene of Manhattan showcased her unwavering commitment, resilience, and determination to succeed in the industry. Love story of Melania and Trump. In September 1998, at a reception, Paolo Zampoli introduced Melania Knaus to Donald Trump, the prominent real estate magnate. At the time, Trump was still legally married to Marla Maples, although they had been living separately since May 1997. Trump, who attended the event with his date Selena Middlefart, was captivated by Knaus's natural beauty. When Trump asked for Knaus's phone number, she declined to give it to him and instead requested his number. He provided several personal numbers rather than an office line, passing her test. Knaus felt that giving him her own number would simply make her just one of the women he calls. Little did they know that this encounter would lead to a relationship that would capture significant public attention and result in a remarkable journey. A week later, Knaus called Trump and they went on their first date. She intentionally appeared disinterested in his advances, knowing it would pique his curiosity. Interestingly, Trump and Knaus shared similar traits, including their ages and physical characteristics. When they began dating, Knaus had access to Trump's book, Trump, The Art of the Comeback, which listed his requirements for a romantic partner. On September 8th, Melania Trump held a press conference where she highlighted her accomplishments, declaring herself world famous, among the top 50 highest paid models globally, and scheduled to star in a film with Mickey Rourke. The goal was to boost her profile ahead of a new, but ultimately unsuccessful, cigarette advertising campaign. This assertive promotion was unusual for Knaus, who typically maintained a more reserved and professional demeanor. The claim she made could not be independently verified by reporters. Donald Trump later claimed that he met Knaus at New York Fashion Week shortly after her press conference. However, other industry insiders noted that by that time, rumors about their connection had already begun to circulate. Initially, their relationship lasted only a few weeks. Knaus ended the relationship after seeing Trump's ex-girlfriend, Cara Young, leaving Trump Tower, but they reconciled the following week. After meeting Trump, Knaus continued her modeling career, although she began accepting fewer assignments to spend more time with him. Their relationship gained public attention in 1999 when shock jock Howard Stern interviewed them and asked explicit questions about their private life. Trump often praised Knaus's beauty and frequently brought her to events to showcase her. Although he offered her an executive position, he ultimately did not allow her to participate in the company, citing issues from his previous marriage. On October 7, 1999, Donald Trump announced his intention to seek the presidential nomination of the Reform Party, with Melania Trump offering strong support for his bid. When the New York Times inquired about her potential role as First Lady if Trump were to win, Knaus replied that she would be very traditional, like Betty Ford or Jackie Kennedy. This statement, combined with her role as a model, attracted significant media attention. Knaus was among the first models signed by Trump Model Management, an agency Trump had launched in February 1999. Over the following months, she appeared in various magazines and advertisements orchestrated by Trump's associates. Notably, Knaus was featured in the February issue of Sports Illustrated Swimsuit Edition, where she was photographed in a bikini next to a large inflatable whale. The shoot, managed by Antoine Vergla, an associate of Paolo Zampoli, drew attention as Trump was actively organizing his campaign. Vergla also later approached Knaus for another project, this time requesting that she pose nude in a Bond girl style. Additionally, Trump advocated for Knaus to be included in a spread for GQ magazine, a major international men's publication. Due to their connection, the shoot utilized Trump's Boeing 727, and the resulting photographs appeared in GQ's January issue. Trump's involvement in the shoot was not disclosed at the time. Knaus also participated in a provocative photo session featuring her in an Oval Office prop, further highlighting her visibility in the media. In January 2000, the media reported on the breakup between Melania Trump and Donald Trump, with conflicting accounts about who ended the relationship. Both Knaus and Trump quickly worked to amend various images and press releases they had prepared together to reflect the change in their status. Despite their separation, they continued to stay in contact, and their relationship was rekindled a few months later. By 2001, Knaus had secured her permanent residency in the United States after receiving her green card. The following year, she and Trump moved into Trump Tower, marking a new chapter in their lives. In April 2004, Knaus made her public debut alongside Trump on an episode of his reality TV show, The Apprentice, which featured a tour of their penthouse. On April 26, 2004, Knaus's birthday, Trump proposed to her as they were heading to the Met Gala. Although Knaus had not previously expressed a strong desire for marriage, Trump felt that he was more inclined to marry her due to her significant role in his life and career. Their relationship was notably harmonious compared to Trump's previous marriages. Knaus's lack of ambition and public drama contributed to a more stable partnership. She agreed to the prenuptial agreement without any issues, reflecting her supportive and confident role in their relationship. In 2005, Melania appeared in a memorable Aflac insurance commercial alongside the Aflac mascot, a duck voiced by comedian Gilbert Gottfried. The commercial featured a whimsical scene where Melania and the duck exchange personalities through a humorous experiment reminiscent of a mad scientist's lab. In a standout moment, Melania wakes up and utters Aflac in Gottfried's distinctive voice. This commercial was a highlight of her early years as Donald Trump's wife. On January 22, 2005, Melania Knaus and Donald Trump were married at the Bethesda by the Sea Chapel in Palm Beach, Florida. This historic venue, which had also hosted the wedding of basketball legend Michael Jordan in 2013, provided a beautiful setting for their nuptials. Following the wedding ceremony, a grand reception was hosted in the opulent ballroom of Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate. This extravagant event was meticulously organized by Melania Trump and renowned event planner Preston Bailey. The reception was a high-profile affair, attended by an array of celebrities, including prominent athletes, popular singers, influential media executives, and well-known TV personalities. The ballroom was adorned with stunning crystal chandeliers and elegant Louis XVI-style decor, which contributed to a sophisticated and festive atmosphere fitting for such a momentous occasion. Melania's sister, Inez, who had relocated to New York to be closer to her, played a special role as one of the bridesmaids. Melania took an active role in planning every aspect of the wedding, ensuring that the event was a reflection of her vision and style. Despite her involvement, she chose to respect Donald Trump's preferences in some areas of the celebration. Notably, Melania decided against Trump's proposal to broadcast the wedding on NBC, preferring to keep certain aspects of their private life away from public scrutiny. On March 20, 2006, Melania and Donald Trump celebrated the arrival of their son, Baron William Trump. In the early years of Baron's life, Melania dedicated herself primarily to her role as a mother. She made a conscious decision to reduce her public appearances and professional commitments significantly, choosing instead to focus on her family. This period of devotion to her son marked a shift in Melania's public presence, emphasizing her commitment to her role as a parent and her desire to prioritize her family's well-being. Melania's struggles as the First Lady of the United States. On January 20, 2017, Donald Trump was inaugurated as the 45th President of the United States.
The office of President of the United States.
The office of President of the United States.
Melania Trump decided to stay in Manhattan so that their son, Baron, could complete his school year without interruption. This choice also allowed her to gradually introduce Baron to life in the White House. During this time, Melania revisited and updated the terms of her prenuptial agreement with Donald Trump. These revisions were aimed at ensuring Baron's future security and reflecting the changes in their circumstances since the agreement was originally drafted. In the meantime, tension arose between Melania and her stepdaughter, Ivanka Trump. Ivanka took on some of the roles traditionally associated with the First Lady, leading to reports of rivalry between them. This overlap in duties led to a competitive dynamic, highlighted by an incident where Ivanka organized a Finding Dory screening at the White House without coordinating with Melania. Melania responded by insisting on prior permission for access to the residential areas of the White House. Melania's noticeable absence from public events sparked concern among some staff members who interpreted it as a sign of marital problems and felt it deprived the president of a potentially supportive presence. Upon relocating to the White House, Melania Trump made history as the first First Lady whose native language was not English. Despite this, she embraced her role with confidence and determination, ensuring that her accent did not impede her responsibilities.
When I came to the White House, I reflected on the responsibility I have always felt as a mother to encourage, give strength, and teach values of kindness.
Throughout her tenure, Melania adeptly navigated her duties, showcasing her language skills in various interactions. including conversations and political engagements with foreign dignitaries.
Melania Trump first arrived in the United States from her native Slovenia back in 1996, and now, 2 decades later, she is facing the prospect of becoming First Lady.
Although the private aspects of Donald and Melania Trump's lives were generally shielded from public scrutiny, some details inevitably emerged. Reports from White House staff indicated that the couple did not spend as much time together as one might expect. There were even rumors suggesting that they maintained separate sleeping arrangements. This situation, while unusual, was likely influenced by their demanding schedules and the high-stakes nature of their roles. Donald Trump's extensive involvement in political affairs and his intense focus on his presidential duties may have contributed to the limited time he had available for his wife. Despite their unconventional living arrangement, Donald Trump found Melania's low-maintenance demeanor refreshing, especially in comparison to his previous marriages. In a CNN interview, Trump praised their relationship, emphasizing that they rarely argued and that he deeply valued their stress-free and loving connection. Melania made a notable public appearance on March 8, 2017, when she hosted her first event as First Lady, an International Women's Day luncheon at the White House. During this event, she spoke about her experiences as a female immigrant and her commitment to advancing gender equality both domestically and internationally. She also highlighted the critical role of education in combating gender inequality. Throughout her husband's presidency, Melania became one of his most trusted advisors, often providing the kind of honest feedback he valued and relied upon. In 2018, Melania Trump's sudden disappearance from the public eye sparked considerable speculation and controversy. Rumors circulated that she might have undergone cosmetic surgery, left the White House, or even separated from her husband. However, these rumors proved unfounded. The year 2018 was indeed a tumultuous period for Melania, marked by a series of challenges. These included rumors of her husband's alleged extramarital affairs, her own kidney surgery, and a high-profile, controversial tour of Africa. Despite the public's intense curiosity and media speculation, Melania chose to keep the details of her medical condition and personal life private, focusing instead on her duties as First Lady. Melania's disappearance. It all started with the Disappearing Act in 2022, when Melania decided to steer clear of her Melania. Trump's absence from political events became notably apparent in 2022, particularly during the launch of Donald Trump's 2024 presidential campaign at the Mar-a-Lago resort in Florida. Her absence was unexpected and surprising to viewers, given that Trump's previous campaigns had prominently featured his wife. While Melania's disappearance did not seem to impact voter sentiment directly, it sparked considerable discussion among Trump's political rivals. In a pointed effort to draw attention to Melania's absence, someone flew a "Where's Melania" banner over an Iowa football game and distributed posters featuring the former First Lady. Despite these attention-grabbing stunts, Donald Trump chose to ignore the pranks initially. However, he eventually addressed questions about Melania's whereabouts in interviews. On the Megyn Kelly Show podcast, Trump praised Melania as very strong and very even-keeled, describing her as a very good woman. In another interview with press moderator Kristen Welker, he explained that Melania was focusing on spending time with their son Barron, who was attending school at the time. Melania has consistently maintained a preference for privacy, keeping her personal life and family matters out of the public eye. Whenever inquiries about her return to the public scene were made, Trump would respond with assurances that she would return pretty soon. Yeah, pretty soon. According to Donald Trump, Melania prefers to stay out of the spotlight. Despite her support for his candidacy, she has been dedicating significant time to her family, especially following the recent death of her mother. In subsequent interviews, Trump has explained his efforts to protect Melania's privacy, emphasizing her wish to maintain a low-profile role focused on family and humanitarian work. He appreciates her support for his campaign, but acknowledges that she does not share the same enjoyment of public attention as other political figures' spouses. Recently, Melania Trump received praise from Joe Rogan on his podcast, The Joe Rogan Experience.
She's without a doubt the hottest First Lady of all time.
Rogan referred to her as the hottest First Lady of all time, admiring her professional appearance and defending her against criticism. He compared her to Jackie Kennedy, highlighting Kennedy's beauty while noting Melania's appeal in a modern context. An article speculating about Melania Trump's lack of interest in her husband's legal issues preceded Joe Rogan's remarks on his podcast. The article questioned Melania's engagement with these matters, but Rogan criticized the piece for lacking detailed interviews or concrete data about her emotions. He supported Melania's preference for privacy and her focus on family matters, particularly concerning her son, Barron. Rogan's comment about Melania led to a comparison with Jackie Kennedy. While acknowledging Kennedy's beauty, Rogan insisted that Melania was hot in his view. This led to a discussion about their respective allure. Smith, who agreed with Rogan about Melania's attractiveness, pointed out that Jackie Kennedy was younger when she became First Lady in 1961. At 46, Kennedy was the 15th youngest First Lady. Other notably young First Ladies include Frances Cleveland, Julia Tyler, Martha Jefferson, Jackie Kennedy, and Edith Roosevelt. Although Donald Trump initially suggested that Melania Trump's absence was due to her wish to avoid public scrutiny, other sources pointed to a more personal reason. Melania's mother, Melania Trump, passed away on January 9, 2024, at the age of 78.
Former First Lady Melania Trump has announced her mother has died, Melania Trump.
Amalia had been gravely ill during the latter part of 2023, which prompted Melania to spend considerable time with her. As a result, Melania missed various family events and public appearances, including the Trump's New Year's Eve celebration. Melania Trump, originally from Slovenia, immigrated to the United States with her husband, Viktor Trump. The couple became US citizens in 2018 and were integral to the Trump family's life, particularly in helping to raise their grandson, Barron Trump. They resided at Mar-a-Lago alongside the Trumps, deeply involved in both family matters and daily life. Melania publicly mourned her mother's passing through social media, where she shared her profound sorrow. She highlighted Amalia's remarkable qualities, including her warmth, resilience, and commitment to family. Melania's tribute underscored the deep emotional connection she had with her mother and the lasting impact Amalia had on her life and family. The outpouring of grief from Melania and her acknowledgement of Amalia's elegance and familial dedication resonated with many who admired Amalia's role in the Trump family. Given the time Melania Trump has spent out of the public eye, there's increasing anticipation for her to make a public appearance, especially with the election approaching. Many are hoping to see her show visible support for Donald Trump as he continues his campaign.